Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. It's time to talk about some new Lisa Eldridge products, the new summer color story. In this collection you'll find 3 new Rouge Experience lipstick shades, a new eyeshadow palette called Desert Gleam, and you can also pick up a tote bag. I received mine as a gift with purchase. In this video, I'm gonna provide you some more information about this collection. I will show you some comparisons for this eyeshadow palette. A lot to talk about, so let's get started. Lisa Eldridge describes this collection as Safari Chic meets Studio 54. And I can totally see that vibe. I feel that vibe when I look at the products in this collection. You can definitely see that safari vibe in the eyeshadow palette. Even though it's called Desert Gleam, I think it's definitely more of a safari themed palette with the browns and the sand and the khaki shades. This really is a safari palette, but because of that bright yellow gold shade, this is Studio 54. And I also think that Lisa Eldridge picked out some wonderful lipstick shades. All these 3 new shades, they pair so well with this earthy color story. I've picked up the dark brown shade called Rae, but those 2 other shades are very pretty as well. Toasted is a milky tea neutral beige shade, and Lily is a spicy chili red color. I've picked up shade Rae, this one. This is a chocolate brown with a hint of mauve. Of course, this is also the lipstick that I'm wearing on my lips today. And when I ordered this one, I wasn't too sure about the color. I thought maybe this is gonna be a little bit too dark for me. But now that I see it in combination with the eye look, of course, this is the Desert Gleam eyeshadow palette, I see how good this looks, how good this combination of colors works. This is also a shade that I would wear a lot during autumn. For me, this is not necessarily a summer shade that I can only combine with, for example, the Desert Gleam eyeshadow palette. No, not at all. This is a shade that I also wear a lot during autumn because of that warm, dark color. And of course, if you prefer a more nude lip, then definitely check out the Toasted shade. And if you like a bright lip, then maybe Lily is the one you are looking for. Lily has a warm undertone, so keep that in mind. It's a warmer toned red. I also really enjoy the formula of this lipstick. It feels very lightweight. It feels nourishing to the lips. The color payoff is good. 1-2 layers and you're good to go. Good coverage. It's pretty long lasting, and it also has a little bit of a blurring effect, so this doesn't emphasize the lines around the lips or on your lips. So yeah, this is a formula that I really enjoy and recommend. Now let's continue with the beautiful eyeshadow palette Desert Gleam. I am extremely happy that brands are releasing green eyeshadow again. I have been waiting for this for such a long time. I was extremely happy when YSL released the Unexplored Garden Quad a few weeks ago. That's also a green, a khaki green eyeshadow palette. I use that one a lot. And when I saw this palette, I just knew I had to have it. I've seen that Guerlain also released a safari themed greenish color story, I think I'm gonna pick up that one as well. I just can never have enough green eyeshadow in my collection. So now let's have a closer look at the colors in this palette. The first color is Dunes. This is a seamless matte shade, and this is a rich, warm sand color. And next to Dunes, we have a duochrome. This is a very subtle duochrome, a very wearable duochrome shade. And this is a silver that shifts from warm to cool green silver. And again, it's subtle. I really have to look closely to see that shift. It's there, but it's very subtle. I think this is a very, very pretty shade. And then we have another seamless matte. This is a neutral, rich, deep brown color. And in the second row, you'll find a metallic, a bronze gold metallic. This one isn't overly cool in tone, but also not overly warm in tone. Pretty balanced, if you ask me. Then there's a velvet matte shade. This is called Sahara. This is a soft khaki color. And last but not least, Firefly. This is an amazing shade. This is a intense, bright yellow gold metallic. Now these two mattes, so the khaki green and this sand shade, these are pretty muted in tone. Not intense bright shades. These are very muted. Now the brown matte shade is definitely not as muted as those other two. This one is richer in pigment. Now the colors in Desert Gleam are definitely not for everyone, because some of the shades contain yellow tones or yellowish tones, and some people may look tired wearing Desert Gleam, depending on the person's skin tone and undertone, of course. Now, I already knew that Desert Gleam would suit me, because ever since I started using eyeshadow green, and especially these khaki greens and olive greens, are the greens I can rely on. I know that these kind of shades, that these type of colors look good on me, and that they pair very well with my skin tone, that they suit me very well. So I didn't really have to think about whether Desert Gleam was going to be a good palette for me. Furthermore, I also have the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. And yes, I'm going to show you some comparisons later on in this video. But those are shades that also look very good on me. So no doubt that Desert Gleam would be a good color story for me and for my skin tone. But you know, I just wanted you to know that Desert Gleam is not a color story that works on everyone. Now, formula-wise, I didn't experience any issues at all. The mattes, they apply and blend effortlessly. I didn't experience any issues with these mattes. And same goes for the shimmer shades. Whether you use a brush or you use your fingertips to apply them, both work absolutely fine. There's little to no fallout, and these shades stay put all day long. I have also received a few questions from followers on Instagram. The first one is from Jasmine, and she asked, have you gotten hard pan with the palette? No, Jasmine, no hard pan at all. We've talked about this, and you told me about your experiences with the Cinnabar palette, and that you had hard pan pretty quickly with that palette. I have taken a look at other Lisa Eldridge palettes, no hard pan at all. And also with Desert Gleam, no hard pan. But I think I understand where this is coming from. I want to show you something. Now this shade, for example, the shade Dunes, when you look closely, it looks like this is hard pan, but it's not. And the Dunes shade is a seamless matte shade. This is just the Lisa Eldridge formula. This is not hard pan. And when I touch the shade, it feels a bit hard. It feels a little bit dry to the touch, but there's nothing wrong with this shade or other seamless matte shades. They work absolutely fine. I think maybe these are pressed harder into the pan compared to formulas from other brands. But this is the Lisa Eldridge formula. So Jasmine, maybe this is what you call hard pan, but I hope this is not what you mean, because this is just what the Lisa Eldridge formula is. And I feel very sorry if you experienced hard pan with the Cinnabar palette. That should not happen. That, you know, I understand that when you haven't used a palette in let's say a year, then there's a possibility you will see a hard pan, and maybe, you know, shades dry out. But it definitely shouldn't happen after a couple of uses. So yeah, Jasmine, I hope that's an answer to your question. I've received another question. Let me grab my phone to check it. It was a question from Sylvia. Let me check. What was it again? She said, I feel Rae is the perfect shade for transition from autumn to winter. Do you agree? Yes, Sylvia, I definitely agree. Rae is a dark chocolate brown color, and it works absolutely fine with this look. As you can see, it pairs very well with the eyeshadow, but both lipstick, the Rae lipstick and the Desert Gleam eyeshadow palette, both products, I will certainly use them during autumn. I think I will use them even more during autumn. I love earthy tones during fall. So yeah, I will get a lot of use out of these products, not only now during summer, but also during the fall season. I think Rae is a perfect color for the transition from fall to winter. Of course, I also have some comparisons for you. The first comparison I want to show you is with the new YSL Unexplored Garden eyeshadow palette. I believe that this one is still not available in US, but I am pretty sure it's coming anytime soon. I think some of you are already worried that this will never be available in US, but I can't imagine that's gonna happen. This will come to US, I'm pretty sure. So of course I had to compare these two, and I think it's pretty clear that the colors in the Lisa Eldridge palette are more yellow in tone compared to the ones in the YSL palette. So when I look at the greens in both palettes, I would say that the YSL palette is more of a fresh spring green, while the ones in the Lisa Eldridge palette are more warm in tone, more summer, more autumn-like. Of course, I also had to compare Desert Gleam to this Yucca palette from Natasha Denona. I think we can all agree that the vibe in these two palettes is very, very similar. The shades in Yucca are not exactly the same, but of course these palettes have a similar vibe. You can clearly see that. The biggest difference color story wise is that bright yellow metallic shade. The Yucca palette doesn't contain a shade like that. And now you all want to know, do I need Desert Gleam when I already own the Natasha Denona palette? That's up to you. Of course, that's up to you. For me, the biggest difference between these two is not the color story, it's the formula. Personally, I do not enjoy the Natasha Denona mattes that much. Some of them are pretty good, but with some of the mattes, the cream to powder mattes, I experience patchiness. And with the Lisaeldridge formula, I do not experience any patchiness at all. So formula-wise, I really prefer Lisaeldridge for the mattes. And when we're going to talk about the shimmer shades or the metallics, in all honesty, I prefer the ones from Natasha Denona. So it's a little bit hard, you know. I can't really recommend one over the other. It's personal preference. You have to consider what is the formula that I enjoy the most. If that's yucca, if you get a good use out of yucca, if you can do a lot of looks with yucca, then keep on enjoying that palette. And then I don't think that Desert Gleam is very necessary. If you do not own yucca and you do not overly enjoy the Natasha Denona eyeshadow formula, then I think Desert Gleam is a very good option for you. Another thing to keep in mind, the Natasha Denona palette has more shades, so that one provides you more options for different looks. With the Lisaeldridge palette, you'll have 6 shades, enough to create a couple of good looks, but of course a bigger palette like the one from Natasha Denona gives you more options. The bigger palettes from Natasha Denona can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes, because you open the palette and you see 15 shades screaming for attention, and you have to decide what is the look that I'm gonna create today. What shades will I use for this look? What shades look good together? I know that you can combine all shades from the palette and you will always have a good look, but still deciding, will I go for a lighter matte or a darker matte? What's gonna be my transition shade? Is that transition shade gonna look good with the metallic I wanna use? Yes, but maybe I should use that other metallic because that one looks very good too. I mean, sometimes my brain explodes a bit when I'm using Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. And with a smaller palette like the 6-pan palette from Lisaeldridge, it's way more easy to decide what type of look you're gonna create. You do not have to think that much. So again, the vibe of Desert Gleam and Natasha Denona Yucca is definitely similar. The formula completely different and the size of the palette completely different. So it's up to you to decide whether Desert Gleam adds something to your collection when you already own Yucca. I am very, very pleased with the Lisaeldridge Summer Color Story. I really enjoy the new Desert Gleam eyeshadow palette. I love the color story and I especially love that bright yellow shade. It's very special. It's really eye-catching, and I also really enjoy the duochrome. That one is more subtle, I already told you, but the color is still very special and it looks incredible on the eyes. I think this color story is very well curated. All these shades, they pair so well. also in combination with the 3 new lipsticks. If you want to pick up one of these shades, just pick up the shades that you're most drawn to. You won't be disappointed in the formula, I promise you that. It's a very comfortable formula. It has a beautiful luminous sheen to it. It's long lasting. There's nothing bad to say about these Rouge Experience lipsticks. So yeah, I just know I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this new eyeshadow palette and also out of the lipstick. I think it's very suitable now for summer, both eyeshadow palette and lipstick, but you can definitely also wear these shades during autumn. Very, very pretty collection. Well done, Lisa Eldridge. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.